Okay, let me go ahead and make sure that things are working, actually. So... Alright, so the rundown today is that I do want to get day 2 of investigations done for Rise from the Ashes, considering how long Rise from the Ashes is taking. For God knows how long. And somehow we're still trying to get this connected. Oh, there we go. And let me also make sure to get the camera connected. There we go. Alright, so rundown today... whoa, microphone. Microphone is peaking. Hold on. Let me make sure the peaking is not... Peaking... Alright, so let's try lower this by negative 10 decibels. Negative 10 decibels should be okay? Now let me actually put it at negative, damn, okay. So without the pop filter, I'm really peaking. I'm starting to take notice of, like, different audio details. Alright, negative 5 decibels. I think negative 5 decibels is okay. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so... what we're going to be doing for now is getting some investigating out of the way so we don't have to worry about it for when I'm going to take an extra day this week to actually finish up this case, and then we're still going to do Justice for All on Phoenix Wright Friday. It's just that I hope that I'm going to be ramping up this final case of Ace Attorney for Try Hard Tuesday. That's what I'm going to be planning. So, where we last left off, let's go to the save point. Alright, so basically we went to all the locations possible after the trial with, Gant, the chief of police dude. And so now we have to investigate for more clues and stuff. Angel Star's in the parking lot. Detective Gumshoe's nowhere to be found. Jake Marshall's nowhere to be found. I don't think my brain power is anywhere to be found either. Anywho. Alright, so... where to first? I don't think we need to do anything here with Emma. Of course, her sister's not in the detention center, so we're not going to be doing that yet. Alright, let's talk to Angel first. Let's see what beans she's got to spill for us. The cough-up queen has to say to us.
You certainly put me in a tight spot today.
Pause. My apologies, Miss Starbutt.
No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid they wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see? I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Gomena-san. Sorry, you lied on this witness stand. That's unforgivable.
Oh yeah, you're totally penalized for perjury.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stop a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman.
Exclamation point, exclamation point. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what?
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal when they faced me. They coughed it up.
Coughed it up?
They confessed. They babble like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone here had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
And you were let go or fired? She said she felt that she had found her dream job when she became an investigator. I should be looking at my... I don't know where I'm supposed to be facing nowadays half the time. If these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let her go, she'd still be one today.
It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident.
The SL... Wait, she doesn't mean the actual SL9 incident? Maybe I could show her something regarding SL9?
The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transfer on the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet.
Do you think you could tell us more about the incident? I guess she can now. Nope, she can't. Just when I want to find out more, she doesn't want to tell us more. Darn it. Wow, I am first. Maybe we have to present her something for her to tell us about it. Obviously, there's nothing going on in the detention center. I mean, best that we get, like, any investigation we can out of the way as soon as possible before, you know, before we drag it with us during the next court cases. Yeah, I figured my brain is really gonna get stumped here because, well, I'm having brain farts again. I'm apparently having brain farts again. Okay. So, we presented what we could to Angel Star. Her testimony, I won't lie, was actually pretty tricky to circumnavigate in the beginning. Let me see. Maybe we do have to present her something.
I had one of those until 2 years ago. Back when you were the comic queen, right?
We found this ID card in this here parking lot.
Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's.
But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department.
That's impossible.
I wish I could be so sure. What the heck am I supposed to investigate now? Maybe I need to use the testing fluid somewhere. I guess we're not sparing anywhere over here. Yeesh. There's no way I need to spray the underground parking lot again, do I? I don't think I need to. Well, let's check. What the heck do I gotta present to her now? I gotta get her to cough up more information. A body with Edward's knife stuck in it was found in Edward's car.
I think he owes me his gratitude.
Gratitude?
Why, if I had witnessed the crime, Mr. Edgeworth would have been the suspect.
I wonder.
Still, it's strange. Why didn't our chief prosecutor have her own murder weapon ready? It was when I grabbed the chief prosecutor on the shoulder, she dropped that phone on the pavement.
You didn't grab her from the shoulder, you grabbed her from one of her arms. And that's when you heard her talking about the muffler, huh?
Little did I know, it was a trap. The red car's muffler and the prosecutor's red muffler.
What was Miss Sky really trying to say, I wonder? What was she really trying to say?
If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes.
So you went straight to the scene of the crime?
I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes.
In other words,
5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole of my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time.
that time? We need to have her talk about SL9 somehow. What the heck do I have to present to her to actually get her to talk about SL9? You've already presented her with several pieces of it. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Finally.
That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? 2 years ago was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So you didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite clearly, quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed.
Executed?
Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a single shred.
Wait, hold up. But the criminal was executed, right?
On the basis of evidence, of a sort, made-up evidence. You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen. Others found themselves out of a job. You were one of those. Myself and one other person you know well.
Wait, could it be?
Exactly, Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail, Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I.
You haven't forgotten SL9?
There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate.
Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyways? Just when all the detectives on SL9 disappear, we find new evidence.
There has to be a connection. So, Rookie,
Wait, what?
it seems like you're serious about investigating this case.
Yes?
Then you should take this.
Ooh, a Salisbury steak. That obviously has to be a Salisbury steak, of course. Ooh-wee. I know who's going to be in need of that. Ho ho ho. That does look pretty good right now, but I already ate dinner. Damn it. God damn it, I already ate dinner, but that looks good. Ay, 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 ay. Oh.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Kaiser dude? Out of all the pixels that they designed for lunchboxes, that's probably the best looking, honestly. A Salisbury steak lunch? If you go to a bunch of Japanese cafeterias or like Japanese food courts, you're probably going to find a place that sells like a Salisbury steak something.
I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat.
Oh.
Miss Star? Officer Marshall, is he or are you his, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases. He was so nice. He got along so well with my sister it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then.
This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective.
No. Now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall. Well, we got everything we need out of Angel now. Now we know where to go. February 23rd. Police Department entrance. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please, help me promote my meat. Oh wait, this is in Genshin Impact.
Huh? Wasn't that?
One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you.
Detective Gumshoe.
Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Now's no time for despair. Now's no time for Zetsubo. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence.
The criminal, you mean?
You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal?
On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator. Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy.
But Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly.
Oh yeah, Kaiser, if you notice, we now have another stupid channel points reward that's pretty cheap in Somehow I woke up and took some time to make it. It is pretty cringy, but it is for the memes. Oh boy. Speaking of which, thank you for putting in more channel points towards the spoopy challenge. Especially if it has a D-Luke emote.
Mate, don't leave!
If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal.
Oh my god.
Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later.
He ran off to the evidence room.
Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Ooh. Yo, the 3D models that they have. The 3D models they put for this particular part of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, this is actually pretty swell. This is really not bad 3D modeling. It's like the precursor to developing 3D Pokemon, except you know what happened when Pokemon went to 3D? The originality and animation of their 2D sprites just disappeared. But man, this is designed pretty well for like the early 2000s. I'm impressed. Like, little me would be impressed too, honestly. Still feel sad though. You can only do so much with 3D, and 2D doesn't always translate well. That is very true. Yeah, I agree with that. Yet, in a case of like animation quality and graphical quality, people would prefer to play Let's Go over Sword and Shield. But in terms of an actual Pokemon game, a traditional Pokemon game, it would be Sword and Shield over Let's Go. Although Let's Go, in terms of aesthetics, wins over people more so than Sword and Shield. Which hurts. There's like every single 3D Pokemon game has ideas that resonate with people. No. Every generation of Pokemon game has good ideas that they keep on pushing to the past and like bring forth a new idea. And they always get rid of old ones, like what happened with Orus, with getting rid of the Battle Frontier. Yeesh. Anywho. Okay, so nothing happens at the Criminal Affairs Department. Let's go to the detention center and see which nutcase is in trouble. February 23rd, Detention Center Visitors Room.
Still, I do feel better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they did. Let's not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing.
Ween! Wee woo, wee woo. Oh, what was that?
Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, perpetrator? I'd say it was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say.
Oh, it's this dude.
Hi, greetings, sir.
You know what's also pretty interesting is that like Mike Meekins is his traditional armband is not translated and replaced because I think at a later point in the game Larry got one of these armbands and it either got removed or translated.
Hi, greetings, sir.
Wait, I know who you are.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center?
No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. Like little lost lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report.
No, sir. How should I say this?
Wait, he isn't. Is it? You, Officer Meekins, you did you?
Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir.
What? What? What?
Now this is an unexpected turn of events.
Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir.
Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins.
I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. And the guard station from the room was empty, sir.
So normally there's a guard at the evidence room?
That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall.
Officer Marshall?
Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person, yow!
What the heck is this guy do? Okay, how the heck do you get like a handcuff? There's no handcuff around his neck.
So what happened then?
After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center.
I'm allergic to his kind of character trope. How long were you out? Days?
Might I ask? What happened to your hand?
Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir.
A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Coinkadink, I think not.
Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office.
First things first, I'm the realist. Tell us how you hurt your hand. About your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime?
Oh, you see, sir,
Don't you think you should just confess?
sir, but there was nothing I could do.
Nothing you could do?
Sir, to tell the truth, sir, what happened? When the detective pointed the knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious.
The next thing you knew you were... Huh?
And when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared.
What?
And when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir.
Oh my god, my ears.
Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow. Sir, can you imagine how I felt?
The victim's body disappeared?
That's some story.
Speaking of the victim, I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right?
Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim.
I would, but you have to be in detention and alive and well at that.
Yes, well, that's true. Sir, I suppose you could say that.
Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman?
Oh, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side.
So you did know him?
Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature endeavors. Other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives.
So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir.
At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Officer Meekins is for you.
Eek! I'm scared of knives, sir.
It's okay, I just want to take...
That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir. In my dream, sir. I was being peeled.
On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife.
He's overreacting to the knife. I guess he's been through a lot.
Do you think you could take a look at this?
Hey! That's it, sir. That's it. That's it!
That's what?
My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir.
You mean you remember what happened?
Correct! That card was the cause of it all!
His ID card?
Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing.
I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember?
Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman who... I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman who was in the detective room, evidence room.
And that's why you thought he looked suspicious.
Sir, I entered the evidence room, and I asked the man to show me his ID card.
Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me.
What?
Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leaped at him.
Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him?
Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir.
Well, what happened then?
Well, my eyes, sir, everything went white. When I awoke, I was here.
Right.
So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you?
What do you mean, Emma?
Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card.
In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. Ah. So we could say that the victim is somebody else in disguise as Detective Goodman. Okay. Okay. I see where we're going here. I see where we're going.
And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died.
That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. I did say something along those lines.
Huh? But he still ended up here?
They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said.
But you don't remember the events clearly?
No, but the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
For the security camera. The crime. My crime. The crime I swore to stamp out. Is there. It's me. It's on tape.
And you waited until now to tell us this?
I'm really, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it.
No, thanks. I have my own. Guess better go check out the crime scene. Okay, I now figure we're going through the right sequence of events. Alright, here we go. Oh boy, we still can't get in no matter what. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here.
There's a light blinking below the monitor.
There's a computer here.
This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon.
But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way.
Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch.
I'd say it'd be more of a yarg myself. Okay, now we have to figure out where the heck is Jake Marshall at? Hold on, what if I actually represented her lunch to her? Alright, so we got what we need out of the detention center. Unless I need to present him something else? When the day was taken out of the prosecutor's office.
The day that Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk.
So this means I'm a free man, innocent. If this is a dream, sir, I hope I never wake up.
If this is a dream, you'd better wake up right now. Nah, this man's not free yet. We still gotta figure out how the heck are we gonna get Jake Marshall to show up. Oh, it's February 23rd with the police station. Criminal Affairs Department. Okay, I guess we're finally getting somewhere.
Hey, Mr. Wright. Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk.
It's Police Chief Gant.
And you're sure this is all, You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Sir, I'm sure it's likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, cabinets under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal?
Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir.
The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered.
Ah, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much?
Oh ho ho, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
Speaking of the Blue Badger. Is there anything this dude can tell us about? I don't want to like show him like too much like discriminating evidence. Okay, pretty much we can't show him anything. Wow, this dude. Okay, all right, let's talk to him. Is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, Worthy. Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Oh, nobody expects the Japanifornia Inquisition.
Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gore Lake?
It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, righto?
Von Karma.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence.
Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their repertoire. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee does, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
What?
It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean.
They're being the prosecutors, I assume?
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Massacre.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
No, Raito, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier?
Huh? Oh, you saw that? Whoopsies.
I wonder what was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do?
Let's see if we can kind of just discreetly ask him.
Oh, sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
Of course not. Well, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something?
The date on it is February 21st. Better make note of that just in case. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. He didn't finish writing his report, though. Alright, let's make a move on to the police department entrance, and then to... hopefully the guard station where Jake Marshall is supposed to show up.
Bruh.
Oh, you have got to be... What is it gonna take to cue the cowboy to come in here? What is it gonna take to cue the cowboy? Come on. Okay. This investigation requires specific triggers. It's not straightforward anymore. That's when you know. That's when you realize they start to know what they're doing with this series, mechanically going forward. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Or just creepily summoning Cthulhu. You never know. The whole police department.
Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty.
Oh boy. Okay, what else do we have to examine here? That's an idea. Oh my god, it's her tea advertisement again. Damn it. We're not buying Tivana, damn it. We're not buying any Tiva. Wait, hold on a second. Maybe Meekins knows something about this. Yo, Meekins. Dang it, he doesn't know anything about that. There's gotta be somebody who knows how to do something about this. We need to present something to Gant. No, like, none of the evidence that I have actually works on him. The Blue Badger doll in the detective's office? Well, it was the beta design. It was the initial design before this weird-looking dude over here. I mean, the Blue Badger mascot is just, like... It's kind of weird in design to begin with. It's... Even when they designed it for the live-action movie, I still kind of find it Monka-esque. The live-action movie was kind of a mess to begin with. Like, I appreciate what they were trying to do, but... But then again, the anime is also cringe. It's funny, but also cringe. Let's see here. Maybe there's something more I can, like, look at here. The only thing I could think of doing is, hold on. If you go to the police department, and then we move over to the guard station. Now, we go to the court record. Darn it. Because, like, technically with the ID card, we should be able to...
Look on the floor, a lasso.
looks like it's set up to trap something.
Trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed.
You sure have an active imagination. Oh my god. Where the heck is the cowboy? A poncho. A paunchy. Oh my god. I think they call it poncho in Japanese too. It's probably another one of those, like, take it from English Asian words. Let me see if Emma, like, if talking to Emma will tell us what to do.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even the defendant's chair just this past December.
The chief of police was right about that. But I can't help but think someone at the police department doesn't like Edgeworth. And there's still no one in the High Prosecutor's office. What the heckity heck? This is why I figure it would take me a little bit right now. Because the Rise from the Ashes investigation is really, really gate-locking stuff behind the most random of triggers. Oh, okay, there's a thing from Gant here. Permission to enter. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor.
Well, I never thought the day would come when Raito asked me for help.
I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room? They're just giving us a very blank stare, like,
No, Raito.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all.
Raito, please, do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? If I'd give them $50, no problem.
Well, because, of course, you're the chief of police. You make a lot of money.
So, go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Not literally, though.
It just goes to show, you never know until you ask.
And for you, here, you can borrow this.
Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so please don't lose it.
Yes, sir, it's an honor.
You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
Well, that was easy. I could have figured that out.
That was easy.
Heh, it looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID.
You seem happy.
Yes, sir, because, sir, we can go to the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Well, I could have just realized we could have done that. Okay, now we should be able to run into the cowboy. Or actually, we could just go into the evidence. Oh wait, hold on. Let's examine the door again. The evidence room.
And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Aha, the card reader's turned off, see?
What is that security guard thinking?
Howdy, partners. Well, well, what's made my Bambina's sky so gray?
Officer Marshall! Finally, the cowboy appears. Why does it have to be him?
What's that why does it have to be him look for?
Oh my god, everybody's reading Phoenix Wright's mind, I swear.
As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest? That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw?
Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting.
Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions.
Sorry, cowboy. I got no mind to tangle with you hombres.
You're busy then?
I say that. I only said I didn't wish to speak with you.
Actually, you said you had no mind to tankles with us hombres.
I was wondering if we could talk to you.
Sorry, Bambina. I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his six-shooter, I say a little prayer.
What was that all about, Mr. Wright?
I think he was just too hungry to talk.
You're just saying that because his stomach is growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either.
Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation pronto. That was a weird stomach growling noise. What kind of sound effect was that? Is that supposed to sound like a sick Chewbacca? That literally sounds like a sick Chewbacca. Okay. Who thought that was a good idea for stomach roar? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a pretty typical anime. Hey, you're probably not wrong about that, so. Alright, somebody needs a steak lunch. The sheriff's back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand.
This is neither Wild nor West here.
Aha, but that and this are two different things entirely.
I guess so. Well, I'm lost.
Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. That smell. Reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Star.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
A Philly steak lunch. I see. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
All right, Bambina, you win. Ask Finally, it seems like
He's willing to talk. Miss Star told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
it was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Star, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved, quote unquote solved on the record books. It smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago. The day of our case.
That's right. The evidence transferals.
Edwards was talking about the transferals too.
Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, huh?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it.
Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us.
Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy, I keep getting his name wrong, calling him Meekly.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, I may not look it. I lost my fire for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take to machines much. I don't like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? I know that maybe two of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen.
Like I said, Bambina, being machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks.
I thought you meant boiled broccoli. Can you make up your mind, Officer Marshall, please? Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, ba-dum. I feel like, honestly, like, in Japanese, Marshall would be the one, that yada yada daze character.
Yada yada daze.
Yada yada daze.
The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman. Are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're the security guard and you reckon?
One more thing.
When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card.
That's the card reader by the door.
The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through.
Oh, look, it's the jackpot. Oh my god, look, it's literally a meme number next to another meme number. That's just perfect. This can't be a coincidence. This literally can't be a coincidence. Look at it. The jackpot next to 4:20 p.m. Oh, someone's getting lucky and lit in there. This literally can't be a freaking coincidence. Alright, let's look at the other IDs. So, 5842189 is Detective Goodman's ID, so he went in there at 5:15. At the same time, there's another ID that went in at the same time. I mean, who's to say that maybe the chief of police didn't go in the evidence room himself? You never know. What if the chief of police does routine checks every now and then? So, because everybody in the police department has an ID, right? However, we don't exactly know the police Gantz numbers yet, which have yet to find out. So, if one of these ID numbers is his, for the record, then we'll find out.
Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I seen that number up before.
Maybe there's some way I could prove that record is tied to the stabbing.
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot?
The number on this is 5842189.
Officer Marshall, show us that ID record again.
Here you go.
Look, the fourth number. It's a perfect match.
It hit the nandayo.
It's used at 5.
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. I was about to say shooting.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
Wait, what did Officer Meekins say?
Sir, I entered the evidence room. I asked the man to display his ID card.
So he asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me, sir.
If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record.
Thank you. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Alright, let's talk about the transferal. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They've kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out that there was a mistake, see?
So what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
Funny enough, February's coming up.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Well, I guess we can move to the evidence room now. Here we go. Guess we'll find some blood in here or something. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So this the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek!
Whoa!
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? Righto, please do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that road to your heart's desire. Knock yourselves out and swim well, why don't we?
Yeah, it's true.
So, Chief of Police Gant, will loan anyone $50? Even me?
Oh, so that's what you're talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today?
Boss for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from a chief, so now you're boss for a day.
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you'll want to have this.
Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors. So was Goodman, who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa!
What is it?
That second number.
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Oh, we gotta ask him that now. Hold on, we need to get a move on. Dang it, Meekins doesn't know a single damn thing. What about Angel? Well, guess we're gonna have to find Mr. Damn it, Edgeworth is not here. Well, guess we have to be back in the investigation room then. Wow. Well, backtracking was pretty useless. Okay.
As the victim, Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax.
That's only because you always lose your card.
I always forget my secret number, too. Scary, huh? My face should be ID enough. What's the whole world coming to?
Facial recognition technology does exist in this day and age. Y'all should be able to get an ID card. And Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system.
This is my crowning achievement, my masterpiece, you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal.
Art?
He was dancing around proudly on the day of the award ceremony, but there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while.
Really? Why?
Oh, they said it was a shameful or something like that. Shameful! I toiled night and day.
I sympathize with Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it. Oh, luminal testing fluid. There's a blood spot over here. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, Detective?
Pale blue blood.
Hey.
Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien?
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker.
I'll make a note of it on the floor plans.
Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you should have asked.
Well, at least we know something has happened. Wait. Yeah, there's a piece of cloth sticking out of this locker.
Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to not touch this the spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something of significance.
Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? Oh, it's called luminal testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where do you get?
Where do you get this, Emma?
I always buy by mail order.
Well, I better jot this down on the floor plans.
I knew it. This is someone's right handprint.
Whoa.
What's the matter, Detective?
This locker. It's mine.
It's yours?
Please. Help me promote my meat.
I'm not Draft here.
You have to help me. When they come to take me away, promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
What? But you're a detective.
Is that everything we can find here? Alright, so we marked out 3 blood prints, 3 blood marks in the room. So I think the next thing we can do is examine.
Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit.
That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprints.
Detective Goodman's locker.
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it.
It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere.
Blood! It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains in the room?
Oh yeah, we already checked that. So let's look at this locker then. There's something sticking out of here.
Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here.
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was open recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detectives responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out around too.
I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either.
If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
No, actually do it right in front of them. Best do it in front of the person than to actually be a jerk and do it behind somebody's back. Like a lot of people do. But also at the same time, that's not going to be stopping a lot of people on the internet for talking behind somebody's back in a lot of different ways, so Yeet. That's just moot. Anyways, let's see. Who do we want to talk about? Let's talk about Edgeworth.
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today.
I see. Soka.
I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
A case?
Yeah, that case. The SO9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we could get him to tell us more about the case.
So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here, in the police department.
But if you're a boss, why are you alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial.
In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again.
I'm adamant, though.
Like Pokemon?
I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course. I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open?
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card?
Oh, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own.
You got some personal stuff in there that we probably might not need to see, Detective.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handles is a sensor. And if the wrong person touches it,
Zap, you get a shot.
if that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Well, now we know for that matter. Let's talk about the SL9 incident.
Now that was a bloody violent case.
Violent. So it was a murder.
A serial killing.
A serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all.
But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago?
That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumor mill.
Rumors about forged evidence?
It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So, that's a witchblade knife.
The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Do we need to talk about it? I don't have anything else to talk about with, Detective Gumshoe. It's been an hour and a half already since we were just investigating? Damn it, Meekin still doesn't know a single damn thing. God damn it. Oh, my lordy. Alright. And there's still nobody in the High Prosecutor's office. What are we missing? Maybe the last thing we really need to do is in the evidence room. What else could I show Detective Gumshoe? I've pretty much showed him, like, all the possible stuffs. Unless I need to talk about the blockers with Jake Marshall. Nope, he refuses to tell us stuff.
Sure have a lot of monitors in here.
There's 8 cameras in the evidence room and all. 1 for each section.
Which monitor shows the section where the crime took place?
Why do cattle sit before the rains come? It's not for man to know.
Unless you're security guard responsible.
Oh, God. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, ba, ba, da. Okay, so hopefully... Oh no. What else can we examine? Hey, there's paint here.
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all those pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
There you go, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from The Case.
The case?
The SO9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there?
Another piece of SL9. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before it was broke.
You want to try to put it back together?
Huh, good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Ah, okay. I see. You would think Detective Gumshoe would figure this out somehow. Guess he's not the brightest for this kind of job. There's clearly a piece missing.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with.
Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
Well, that's one thing. Well, we got that out of the evidence room now. Where else should we go? We shall go to Tavon. Not yet.
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression.
True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here.
Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger?
Well, you might say this is my studio.
Here in the evidence room?
Hey, pal, our security is high-tech around here.
We got the vase. Now where do we go? And how are we supposed to find the missing piece? And Officer Meekins does not know what the heck that is either. Yeesh. And nobody's in the prosecutor's office, as expected. Apparently Miles Edgeworth leaves his door open. Okay. I don't think I've seen this thing before.
Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure will come in handy solving some case or sooner or later.
That cheap-looking box?
You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart, their kokoro.
I don't know where else I need to look here. Because we've already looked at the mess here.
Hey, look, they're hard to make out, but there's some dark red stains here.
Looks like blood.
Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got in this when he was stabbed?
Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. It might be when the blood got on it. There's nothing more we could say about that? So there are 3 blood prints. Prints? Some kind of prints here? Marshall doesn't want to help us. Now what the heck do we do? Wait, there's a mark on the telephone here. How did I not notice that before? This blood must be from Lana.
No, my sister isn't the murderer.
But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged.
Hey, just whose side are you on?
This has nothing to do with taking sides, so this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. We're just giving Edgeworth's office a proper spray down. Okay, we have nothing in here. So we found 5 stains in total, but still, that doesn't get us anywhere. And that's bugging me. Guess I gotta talk to Detective Gumshoe some more? I have no idea. Of course, that doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know what else we can look at.
Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day.
Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal, like an award for diligence.
Oh, we already read this. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm gonna go back to the game because I wanted to finish this investigation. I just need to figure out what the heck am I supposed to do next. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the last thing I need to do because I just put the vase together. I got 2 handprints, a big pool of blood on the floor, and that's now updated on the floor plans. Did I examine the gloves? I could try.
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it.
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help, you know.
Report? You mean the notes written on the back of that flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problems?
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he could use a report like this.
Oh, now I could talk to Mr. Edgeworth. Wow.
I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
I'm off, pal. Later.
I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Now we could speak to frickin' Edgeworth. There we go. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Ah, yes, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave, so long. Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Right. He has the hotel bringing him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry?
I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real infant's on the other side, Edgeworth. Hey, Leon, what's up?
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing's really taking a toll on him.
Oh, boy. Alright, Edgeworth, do explain yourself. What were you doing in the evidence room? Oh, right, I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? Record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of a case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. A screwdriver. Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. I have a feeling that might come in handy in a bit. Hey, thank you, James, for putting in the points as well. Oh yeah, Leon and James, we do have a new channel points reward. That is cringeworthy and memey for the memes, and it's pretty cheap too. All right, so Edgeworth should be the last person we're talking to. Bag, gag, nag, lag, shag. Is that a word? Do you challenge me? Dost thou challenge me? Must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. I know you. Probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped in. You are the man who revived the worst enemy in my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Alright, I think we can get him to talk about everything now. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago, too, then. He was a top officer. It was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you got nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why was the deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murder. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times, ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
Police department?
Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Soka. Why? I ask you, why? All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What? What?
If you were still studying forensic science,
Yeah, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
luminal testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints.
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? Or we are the enemy, you know?
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Now we're getting somewhere.
Well, let's get going. Ikabashu! One last investigation.
Right, I do just need to remember a suspicious handprint somewhere. Actually, hold on. Let's test it out over here first. Do they only really want us to use this in a certain location? Damn. Well, if Emma says one last investigation, it shall be one last investigation for the evening. Wow, okay. Okay. To the evidence room. We go. Where's everybody? All the NPCs just disappeared. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed.
Let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will leave behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
Let's try the thumb.
Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
How do you do that? Oh, just touch the screen.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess.
How do I do that? Yeah, I did notice because, like, I pointed my finger at, like, a shadow there. It wasn't a blood print, it was, like, another imprint. How do I do that?
You just blow with your breath.
Oh, okay, they want me to use the microphone. Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though.
It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything.
Yeah, I took note of the one on the leftmost locker. Like, I was just spraying around randomly, and I'm like, oh, there's another handprint.
You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
I guess I better give it a try. Got it.
Aha! You did it! You found one!
It's the longest case, I know, right? Oh my god. It's been taking us, dude, an hour 40-ish minutes for me to get through this investigation. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out, Matt. How are you doing, man? How was the rest of your stream yesterday?
Aha! You did it! You found one!
But, Demo, this looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
I think it means we're out of luck.
Out of luck.
The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Cowabunga.
Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely, it seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood. Hey, what's good, James? I'm literally... Okay, let me just get a close-up. I'm literally doing the thing. So this is actual capture card technology, not emulation, folks. And also, this is also why it's a fragile piece of tech. It can disconnect easily. Oh, we got one. Hold on. I need to make it clear, though. Am I putting enough powder in the middle? What the heck? There we go.
Yay, a print so clear, it's dazzling.
Dazzling.
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. I was so close to saying process. I just said it.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think who left those prints.
How am I supposed to know who it was?
I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably won't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we mostly find on this evidence locker?
Oh, if that ain't obvious.
Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Aha! I remember where it was. This is where we got a luminofluid reaction, right?
Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, you want to try using this?
There we go, her eyes are sparkly again. Alright, let's check for prints.
That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
We only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any prints in the area were wiped away, too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints.
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me.
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. There's a tiny print here. There's a tiny one here. Okay. I gave him my best shot.
That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print.
Okay, let's try a different finger then.
There's probably a fuller finger over here. Wait, no, that's the wrong... No, that's the exact same one. Alright, I gotta wrap this up quickly because my machine is losing juice. There we go. That can't be it, right? Alright, so it looks similar to his, but not him. Hey, these fingerprints, they...
Whose are they? Is this someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall.
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved with the crime.
Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The Lumino reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh. Oh.
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain.
But why would Officer Marshall?
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it.
To be continued, at last. Oh my god. Now, do I want to actually do this part? Do I actually want to do this part? Or do I want to save it? Because I do want to make sure that I get this out of the way before... Alright, so we pretty much finished 2 days of Rise of the Ashes already. We finished February 22nd, we finished February 23rd, so now all we have left is essentially February 24th and February 25th. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to like figure out because like I'm trying to decide like how much time if we can dedicate enough time on Tuesday to wrap it up on February 24th and February 25th. So, yeah. I'll probably swap over to Genshin, actually. I need to complete dailies, and, well, maybe I could do a little bit of Genshin and let my machine recharge, and then maybe if I have a little bit more time before I sleep, we could do the first part of February 24th, and then we could do the rest of it on Tuesday, because I think there's one more investigation, and then it's just a bunch of trials. Alright. So let's go ahead and take a quick intermission. I do need to use the restroom real quick anyways. So I shall be right back as soon as we... Yeah, we'll take care of daily stuff. We'll take care of weekly stuff. But as soon as we return, I do have to preload my game. I do have to like get everything Genshin Impact sorted out. Well, let me go ahead and play a quick advertisement in the meantime while I sort out the rest of planning out the rest of this case and how we're gonna be prepping any more prep that we need to do for 1.3.